I introduce to you the Bucklos Lutu air suspension fork. I bought this off Amazon for $136. As much as I would love to have put on a used Fox 32 or a 34 on this bike, it just wasn't in the budget. And after seeing it on both Burn Peak's Flip Bike series and also Evan's MTB saga, I thought it was going to be the best bang for the buck. The only feature that was mandatory for a new fork was that it was an air fork rather than the insanely heavy cheap coil forks. I mean, seriously, look how heavy this fork is. It comes in at about 5.5 pounds. That's ridiculous. This new Amazon special comes in at about 3.5 pounds. That's a full 2 pounds lighter. The old coil fork was an 80mm travel fork, but after watching some of the old footage, I don't even think it was getting that much. This new fork has 120mm of travel, and let's get this thing installed. I think it's time for a montage. Honestly, I have my reservations about recommending forks like this, but I think for someone that's not doing anything crazy, this fork is probably going to be fine. I have links down below to both the fork and the tools I used to install it. One of the biggest hesitations about these forks is having seen a couple teardown videos. There is no actual oil bath in the forks. It's just grease. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you think should be the next upgrade. Not only will the extra travel be a great benefit, but this also should liven up the bike a bit. Since I upforked this bike by 40mm, the geometry is going to change as a result. The new head tube angle is 67 degrees, and this is really gonna help the downhill capability significantly. The seat tube angle also slacked out a bit and is now at 71. Sweet, I think this makes the bike look so much better. Now, let's head out to the test loop and put in some times. Right away, I could tell the difference of the weight. Losing that 2 pounds was very noticeable. With the reduction of the weight, the climb felt easier and overall, the bike felt a bit more responsive. There is some bob in the suspension as I climb out of the saddle. However, I did have the compression knob fully open. On the first climb, I put in a time of 3 minutes and 48 seconds, which is 21 seconds faster than our baseline time. On the second steeper climb, I put in a time of 6 minutes 58 seconds. This is actually slower than my base time, but I'm gonna chalk this up to not putting in as much effort on the climb. This is where the new fork is really gonna shine, and that is the downhill. Immediately, I felt more confidence inspiring. Have a look at this quick side-by-side shot. You can see I'm charging through these sections more like I would on my trail bike. Doesn't that space-inspired jersey look rad? Hit the link in the description and head over to HandUp and use the discount code to pick up one for yourself. Doing so will help out the channel. I went with the suggested air pressure that's on the side of the fork, and I would recommend running a bit more air as I felt like it was packing quite a lot. Basically, it was staying deep in its travel is what I mean by packing. I was running around in the middle terms of rebound settings, and increasing it could have probably helped prevented some of the packing issue. But I need to play with the compression dial a bit more to see if I can get some more support out of it. So I was actually able to take some of my normal lines, albeit not as fast, but overall that should help out the time. If you look closely at the forks, you can see what I mean about them staying deep in the travel and really packing up. On the first downhill, I put in a time of 1 minute and 57 seconds. That is 19 seconds faster than our baseline time. Here on the fast flow segment, I honestly don't expect much change, but I did put in a time of 1 minute and 30 seconds, which is going to be a full 10 seconds faster than the baseline time. One of my biggest complaints thus far is that the fork stays deep in its travel and doesn't provide very good support. This could be overcome with some additional tweakings to the suspension settings, where it's the air pressure, the rebound, or even the compression dial. The biggest improvement, however, was on the downhill. The bike felt significantly better descending, and the improved times show it. These times are still far off from my actual trail bike, but they're getting closer. Get subscribed and turn on that bell notification so you can be updated to see what we do next to this bike in terms of upgrades. And while you're at it, check out this video right here, as YouTube thinks you're gonna like it. You wouldn't want to disappoint the almighty YouTube, would you?